Hello and welcome. It is week 7 of the football season. Hard to believe. I'm Chris Evans, and here in a few moments we're going to take a look at the brand new Class A Division I top 10 rankings, and there is some major happenings in that top 10. A lot of shuffling. We're talking about that after. We'll also take a look at this week's games in A1 football for week 7, and if they hold up to week 6, it should be another fun week, as week 6 was a fun week in Class A1 football. And doing the top 10 rankings for all these classes have been fun, but this week is going to be really fun here this week for A1 football. Top 10 rankings coming up here in a few seconds. Pawhuska, how dominant have they been all season long? But the Tonkawa Buccaneers take it to Pawhuska, 32-8. Pawhuska's put a lot of points on the board, and for Tonkawa's defense to only hold them to 8 points, that tells me a bunch about Tonkawa. I know Tonkawa's been good over the years and years, and I knew they were good this year, but what a statement victory that was over Pawhuska. Another statement victory, the Hooker Bulldogs take down the Cashion Wildcats, 49-28. Cashion made the 4-hour plus bus trip up to Hooker, and Hooker has one loss on the season. It came to a team in Texas, which is one of the best teams in their division in Texas. So Hooker wins it 49-28. So number 2 and number 3 from last week go down this week. Wow. So pay attention to the top 10 here in just a few seconds. Hartshorn over Warner, 30-12. The Razorbacks of Panama go down to Rejoice Christian, 51-0. Morrison over Nowata, 56-18. Pacola, 60-8 over Hobart. It was Frederick and a good one over Hobart, 24-22 down in southwest Oklahoma. Qualpall over Oklahoma Union, 49-22. CHA over Stratford, 28-6. Okemah loses to Walters. The Blue Devils win that one, 33-8. Haskell shuts out Shoto Maisie, 49-0. Watauga over Hinton, 27-14. Hinton still trying to find their first victory of the year. Another upset in A1 football, Wynnewood takes down Minko. The Bulldogs lose it 28-20. Good victory for Wynnewood at home. Fairview, all they are is just consistent. They take down the Crescent Tigers on the road, 49-22. Sayre over Merritt, 28-6. And Pawnee shuts out Caney Valley, 50-0. All right. So here we go. A1 football rankings had to kind of start completely over this week with 3 teams in the top 10 losing. Pawnee, they win big this week, but they have 2 losses. And so now I had to readjust everything, and here we go. A1 football rankings top 10. This is mine. It's going to be different from yours, but it's good talking points. Here is my top 10 rankings. Number 1, Rejoice Christian. That remains the same for me. The new number 2 team in A1 football is Tonkawa. Number 3, Hooker. Both huge victory this week. They moved to 2 and 3. They were outside the top 5 last week. Wynnewood, they were outside the top 5. They're in the top 5 at number 4. Pawhuska, number 5. Fairview, calm and steady Yellow Jackets at number 6. Do not sleep on them. Minko falls down to number 7. Pawnee, despite the win, they're 3-2 on the year. I moved them down to number 8. Just impressive victories for Tonkawa, Hooker, and Wynnewood. Pawhuska has some good victories as well, including over Pawnee. So I moved down Pawnee at number 8. I moved Cashion from number 3 down to number 9, still looking for that statement victory this year from the Cashion Wildcats. Well, don't sleep on them, though. They're not done. Coach Shackelford in that offense will be playoff ready. There's no doubt about that. And Pacola, a team that's been in the top 5 a couple times this season, is at number 10. Again, kind of reevaluated Class A1 football, and it could completely change next week as it did from week 5 to week 6. It's a fun class. It is going to be a fun class, especially when the playoffs hit here, and there's still some big-time district games left to be played out, and get really excited for A1 football. Okay, here is the week 7 football schedule for A1. Warner is at Panama. Hooker at Fairview, another big-time District 1 matchup. And, boy, this has been some big-time playoff games in the past. This is a regular season game. This is going to be one of the top 10 games of the week on the High School Huddle. There's no doubt about that. Pawnee's at Qualpall. Wynnewood at Okemah. Rejoice Christian on the road at Hartshorn. Oklahoma visits Caney Valley. Merritt is at Hinton. Remember, the Comets still looking for that first victory. Watonga at Sayre. Shoto at Pacola. Tonkawa takes that number 2 ranking to Morrison this week. We're on 74. Crescent and Cashion, always fun. And this series has gone back and forth over the last couple of years. Cashion has dominated. Crescent has dominated. And that will be in Cashion this year as the Wildcats try to get back in the win column over the rival Tigers. Walters is at Minko. Frederick at CHA. And Stratford visits Hobart. That is this week's schedule in A1 football. We're going to talk about this and a whole lot more on the High School Huddle Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on our YouTube channel at High School Huddle. Be sure to subscribe and like, as that channel started scratch this year. We were on a couple of other channels, but we are starting over, and we need to build that page, and we'll definitely appreciate your help. Ronnie and Phil will join me for that show Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Got to do it. Best of luck to your football team this week, and we'll talk to you Wednesday night, 6 o'clock on our YouTube channel at the High School Huddle. So long.